Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. Do not forget to subscribe. Now, John, you have delivered flawless paintwork on this Porsche 911. No, I haven't. So here's the thing. If you look at detailing and think detailing is like the more skillful you are at detailing, the better results you're going to get. I don't think it's really like that. It's like a process, and the more you've done, the better you are. Probably more efficient, more less likely to make a mistake, more likely to know the best approach to polish a car and fix any problems you might encounter along the way. But what you cannot do with paintwork is perfect it. So here's a demo. Here's a nice demo. So this looks flawless, doesn't it? Even in light, it looks like flawless paint. There's a little thing there. It might just be a bit. No, it's some sort of defect. But it's not flawless. Now, I just want to find where it's not flawless. There, we straight away. So I need you to get the angle there. There's a scratch there. Let's just adjust the camera and bring you right in. Where is it? Where is the scratchy? There's one there, so we can use that one. No, but that's well, we'll use this one because it's there it is. Right, there's a scratch. So therefore, if you polish this car for someone and they get it back and say, well, you've left a scratch mark in the paint, you've missed a bit, you've not polished a bit. No. So the thing is, you have a very thin layer of clear coat, on your car. How many microns of clear coat do you have? It's very difficult to say. This bonnet's been repainted and it's got 250 overall, to the metal of paint system. So, e-coat, primer, paint, clear coat. And then it's been buzzed back and then painted again. So I have no idea how much clear coat is really on the car. But if we work to say a model of that, we've got 50 microns of clear coat on the car. Really, how much can you polish? And how much do you have to polish to take out that scratch there? Well, the answer is I don't know. And nobody really knows. But what you can do is after a while, you can just say, to take that scratch out of the car, I've probably got to remove at least 20 microns or 30 microns of clear coat to even have a chance of taking one out like that that's deep, that you can feel. Or you can just about feel. What that means is if I'm working on the 50 micron model, and then so I sit there cutting away or wet sanding on that area and then buffing out the sanding maybe with the rotary and then finishing it out, I'll have to drop the level of that clear coat by 25 microns, which will leave me 25 microns of clear coat. I think that's a conservative estimate. I think I'd probably have to lob off, a lot, and I don't think I'd ever get that scratch out. But let's say you do, and you take off 25 microns there on that panel. And the rest of it, you've just done one cutting set and removed, say, 3 microns of clear coat. So you've got an overall depth reading there of, let's say, 250. And there, in this little circle where you've been working on the scratch, you've got an overall depth reading of, 225. Now, the problem with that is, say it's a new car or any car, it goes off to another owner, they get it detailed, they get it buffed again. Whoever's working on this car is not going to spot, even say this, someone might spot it if they do a very, very good survey of the car, but that takes a lot of time, and you can't expect people to do a 2 or 3 hour paint survey taking like hundreds of readings on the bonnet. You do it quickly to get a rough idea. So when someone goes in and cuts that car in 3 or 4 years' time, they might do 2 sets of cutting, for example. They might potentially, with that area there, because they're not aware of it, take the clear coat down to where there's virtually nothing left, and then you get like you start getting a warning sign, like a matting of the paint as it starts to run thin. And once you got that, it's game over and you've got to repaint. So that is really, in a nutshell, why you have to make a decision. And like, you could sit there and think, right, well, should I go at that scratch? But the reality is, on a car that's 20 years old, even though that's been painted, so there's not that many scratches in it, when you go over and do your cutting set, you're going to remove all the light scratches and swirls, and then you're going to see really medium and deep scratches. And then you sort of have to decide if that level of finish is good enough. And it's really, the main constraint is just time, because the moment you've done that first cut, any other cutting set then is like a lot of extra time to do that over the entire car, to get a much lower percentage of perhaps medium, not even medium, but some more swirls out. So really for me, I want to do my cutting in one set nowadays. Yeah, I think I've just come to that realization that doing multiple sets of cutting is just very time consuming. And on this particular example, on this bonnet, it's not worth doing multiple cuts, because I think you'd need to wet sand anyway to take something out that's deep. So it's a difficult one. Do you go around and mark up the car and wet sand out the deep scratches? It's an option, isn't it? It's an option. And I've done that before. But really, the whole point to this video, I guess, is I can get your feedback on what you think about this. But the whole thing about really detailing is that I want to get across in this is you're putting it through a process, and it's good if that process is consistent, I guess, because then you've got a consistent amount of clear coat on the car, and you live with the condition of the car as it is, because if you try and chase perfection, and you're using the car, I think you can get too far. You can go too far. So you have to kind of. This is probably something that's gone through everyone's mind when they've polished a car. And I think the more of it you do, the more you just accept that you are really making massive improvements to the car. And I'll bring you over to here when I do the massive improvement thing, like you're making massive improvements. You're going from, even though we've added that clay marring, most of that's clay marring, but you can see the general haze to like, I have to bend over to like a really good, that is like a dripping wet, glossy, true black, rather than that white haze from swirling. You have to kind of be happy with that and not go searching, because if I do, I'll find imperfections, and let's find the imperfections while you're here. The camera's struggling, but there's something there, isn't there? I can't see it. There's something there. Scratch. Where is it? Yeah, something around there. You just have to be happy with how it comes out. Look, there's one. Where is it? Yeah, there was a scratch there. Look. Again, it's the same argument. Do you then stop or go to town on that to take out that one scratch that really you've got to drop the clear coat down, a lot to get rid of it? I don't know the answer to that. What I could have is, for that extra work, I could have, say, 10 to 15 less scratches that I choose to work on and take out. Let's say I do that all over the car, 20 scratches. That will add, each one could be like another 5 to 10 minutes. It will add hours of extra work, and you've got the end result of inconsistent levels of clear coat. But yeah, I don't know the answer, because maybe if you're doing it professionally, at the end of the day, the customer just wants the car to look good, don't they? So they're like, oh, there's a scratch there. And you could feasibly take it out. So how does that work? So there's the whole discussion on perfection and detailing, because, you know, the detailing industry is all about that image of perfection, but perfection isn't real. It's not real. It's like, but if you give the image of perfection, it's like an assurance that you're going to do really good work. So you can't blame the industry for wanting to sort of showcase how good it can make cars, but then there's a reality behind that, isn't there? And because I'm not in the trade as such, I don't have to worry about that. So I can show you the paint and say, well, look, there's one there. Have I missed it? Or, you know, is it just part of the deal? So I thought this would make quite a interesting video. Let's stop using the word interesting. Very interesting. That was just going through my mind when I was looking over the bonnet and I saw that scratch, and there's a cluster of 3 there that will not come out. They won't come out. And you'd be dicing with the devil to take them out, and they're scratches, and that one there is quite deep. It's a shame, isn't it? You always tend to see it on a black car. A nice white car, a silver car, you wouldn't see them. But the trade-off is black. Something mean about black. Something sinister. And I love a black car, actually. I'm having a black renaissance at the moment. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And do not forget to hit subscribe. Over and out.